Hi, welcome to Max Wheeler. In today's episode, I'm gonna give you my first impressions on the V11. So, let's start with my relationship with Inmotion. It's not been the best. You can see my other videos about the V12, but I wanted to have an impression of what is the best all-around wheel that everyone buy, the best seller. So I decided to acquire the V11, which you can see right here. So this is gonna be a video where I can show you a fully loaded V11 and what are the qualities that it has. So let's start with the tire. The tire is a street tire. As you can see, it's not as aggressive as a veteran Sherman tire, an Inmotion V12 high torque tire. I will compare it to the S18, which is like basically the competition. But what I see in this one is that it's very slim and it's gonna be very easy to have flats. So I don't know if you like that or if you're gonna use it in an off-road setting, which will be not ideal. But you gotta add some slimai, like it's like a green thing that seal the wheel in case you have like a flat. So that's for the wheel. For the lights, as you can see, there is like a kind of BMW light that is always on. Doesn't matter if it's dark outside or it's like day, which is pretty cool. That's one of the main features that I like about the V11 that other wheels should incorporate because it looks very good. As for the light per se, as you can see, you can personalize the sounds that it does, which is very cool. I wouldn't do it because it takes a long time and it's a bit funny when someone else is around. But the other owner of this V11 did it and it's very, very funny. The light is very bright. It's amazing for driving in night and everyone can see you. Also, the aesthetics of the whole wheel, it's like a transformer, like Optimus Prime. You can see like there's like one eye right there. And I think the lamp is one of the main features that attributes to the look of the V11. One thing that it's weird, it's the noise of the light. So as you can, I don't know if you can listen to it, but there's like a sound for the cooling system, I think. And when I turned it on the first time, I was like, wow, what's it sound? I'm about to like take off or what? But it's okay. So let's talk about the trolley handle. The trolley handle in the closed position, it's okay, it's solid. I haven't had any problem with it while driving. It doesn't flip up, so that would be very dangerous. But the problem with the trolley handle is in the standing position. The standing position, as you can see, actually it's not, I don't like Inmotion that they do like this type of trolley handle. I find it more convenient to be like this, like an actual back. But as you can see, look at this. Like I'm not even doing like strengths to do that, and it goes down. So it's sometimes a bit uncomfortable to do that. But I mean, that's a trade-off, right? Another thing that I would like to show you is the stand. So the stand, this stand is modified. It has some pieces printed here. So actually you can be like in that position and you can drive a unicycle like that. I wouldn't recommend it because if you get a flat, that how I got in the V12, the trolley handle is gonna go like inside here and maybe damage your wheel. I don't know. But it's a bit, it's not as solid, I would say, as a V12 high torque. Let me do a bit of a comparison of that. So, okay, right there. And this is the trolley handle of the V12 that is like, that's another topic for another video. But if we compare the trolley handles, I would say it's better than new one. Yeah, it's more thick, I would say. Just for a bit, but it's like thicker. Another thing that is important to mention, this particular EUC needs pads. Like, you really need pads because of the suspension. When you're here and you have a bump or some uneven terrain, you're gonna be like catapult on top. So if you're here, this is gonna stop your feet to go out of position, which is a safety concern. But with this, there's no problem. These are Clark pads, B3 generation. They are softer. I haven't tried other type of pads on this particular EUC, but I don't like it like 100% to say like, yeah, woo, let's take these pads. But I think this is the case of the unicycle because of how it's shaped. It's not the Clark pads. This unicycle has the Honeycomb pedals because I meant to have this EUC for snow, off-road driving, so I wanted to be locked in a position and all the dust or rain could like flow through it. So it's very, very good. But now in Inmotion, I don't know if I will like keep it up to try to test that in the snow. We'll see. Another additions that I did to it was these bumpers that I bought at Etsy. They're pretty cool. I haven't crashed in this unicycle, so I don't know if they protect. But I crashed on the V12, and I mean, they protected a bit. It broke, but I don't know if without this would have like crashed the actual unicycle, like the screen. But it's exactly the same seller, so I will inspect that further. Now let's go to the taillight. The taillight, it's great. You can see yourself, like they can see you at night without a problem. And as you can see, it's like actually functional. When you are braking, it starts like giving some light changes. I added this bad bumper, which is pretty cool. I think it looks amazing, and it adds to this like sporty look to the V11. The other thing that you probably, oh yeah, there you go. So that you probably should be taking care is these parts. As you can see, there is some, I think, TPC inserts here that they were printed. So it protects from further impact because the batteries are here. So if you probably hit something from here, you will crack the shell, and that wouldn't be good. So I recommend to like put something right there. This one comes like that because I bought it from someone that was very smart and did that. There is other protections that they add to the suspension canal right here. I haven't tried them, but I don't know if they're necessary like 100%. To pump the suspension is very not as easy as the S18 because you gotta take out, in this case for example, I will need to start taking out the pads, then I will need to remove this channel to access the upper chamber, and then here you pump the lower chamber. So it's a bit more of a high maintenance than the S18, which is the actual compression, but this one has a bit more of a top speed. The top speed right now is 55 kilometers per hour if you download the Darkness bot or EUC World, which is pretty good for cruising. Like normally when you are cruising on the city, I would say that between 45 and 55 is a great speed to be in kind of the safe zone, and this one can achieve it. Another great thing about this EUC is the range. The range with this one is about, I would say on my weight, about 80 kilometers per hour. 80 kilometers, which is not bad for a cruising wheel. Another feature that I really appreciate about this one that the V12 didn't have is that 2 charging ports. Because with 2 chargers that I have, I can actually charge the wheel in half of the time. And it's very useful if you're doing some cruising with some like more range EUCs, which is my case. Sometimes I go out with some Shermans and they have like crazy long range, and I need to just juice it up when we're coming back, and it's very easy to do. It's very practical to have those 2 ports. Another thing that is like very particular to this EUC is the height of the pedals. So the height of the pedals, it's high. I think the other EUC right now in 2022 that has these high pedals is the Master. We'll see. It's gonna come to me probably in 2-3 weeks. We'll see. And yeah, it lets you curve like a lot, so you will not scratch the pedals for sure. As you can like see, like there is no way you're gonna scratch those pedals. But when we do the test drive, I'm gonna let you know how exactly this one works. Another thing that the older versions of this V11 had, I saw on the internet that they break this type of screws, or like where the screw goes, but this one it holds very good. The material here, I don't know if the first version has or like the first versions they had like a harder material, but with this one no problems. It's very comfortable. So the kill switch is basic Inmotion right here, and that's it for the Inmotion V11. I hope you find this review useful for someone that is like trying to get one of these. This is the best seller right now of the EUCs, I would say, because it's very versatile. For me, it's probably not the wheel to have, because I will plan to have several wheels for different purposes, but this one encompasses, like, for one wheel, this should be like a good pick if you're not scared of quality or QC checkups, because there are some versions of these that they had like the MOSFET problems and they were cutting out, and right now I didn't have very good experiences with Inmotion. Like, just do a bit of more research and look in what are the concerns of the V11, and there you go. See you in the next ride. My name is Jacob. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe.